Previously on The Guardians of Fehal. In our last episode, the party finally left the city of Fesliyan, with Una saying goodbye to Ulin and headed on the road north to the city of Ramsgate, escorting 3 merchants. Their first leg of the journey was relatively uneventful. They made it safely to Mirefield and had a little bit of an interaction with Father Neri and found out about the harvest festival that will be happening in 3 weeks' time. While there, they found that the ghosts had not returned, and Father Neri was trying to make inquiries but been unsuccessful in finding an answer of where they had come from. Meanwhile, Hans and Franz Josh's character presented part of his newest gift to his brother, a magical ring that will help him take damage should he be hurt, and planned on giving the rest of them to the party throughout the next day. As they were leaving Mirefield in the morning, Nora went to go gather some herbs from the Mirefield bog on the request of Luthien, the guild's alchemist. While there, she noticed there were some sunken-in wagon tracks leading from the road.
You see that the main reason you noticed the wagon wheels is just because it had been raining so much lately that there's more sunk into the ground. But yeah, that's just something you notice.
Nora would probably just mention it to the group.
Okay.
I don't really know if it's important, but I just wanted to let you guys know that, it seemed like there was some carts that went a little off the trail, so.
Like, how far off the trail?
Well, they went around the edge of the bog heading back southeast.
Lizzie, how far is the actual, bog from the road?
I think she said like 20
a 20-minute
minutes.
walk.
It's like, no, it's 10. It's a 10-minute walk from the
Oh,
It's
20
10
minutes
minutes there, 10
minute
minutes
break.
back.
Yeah.
Got it.
Nora was pretty much out of sight
Yeah.
when she went.
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't know if I,
I
like
think
that.
Rowan
Oh, I
went
would've-
with
She would
gone
have
with her,
taken
yeah.
Rowan
Okay.
with. Yeah, she
Okay,
would never go
okay.
alone.
I think the 3 of us would have stayed, and then her and Rowan would have went.
Mm-hmm.
And Una probably would have even sent Spreewell since she could be telepathic with him.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so that's a good distance.
So if they were that far from the road, they were probably trying not to be seen. Did you see where the tracks went after it, left the bog?
They just continued around it, but I didn't see any actual carts or anything.
Okay. Kind of odd.
Yeah.
How long would it take if we sent Spreewell to follow them?
If he was perceptive enough, what, an hour? 2? Probably longer, since we'd be moving up north while he's
Yeah.
observing. So, like,
I
3
mean,
hours?
it'd be interesting to know where those tracks intersect with this road, if at all.
Well, do you want to see where, like, going south where they led to, or do you want to see from the north where it connected?
I mean, this is kind of the Cotton Eye Joe conundrum. Where did you come from? Where did you go? We kind of got to figure out both ends,
Well,
Buddy, you muted.
I hated that guy. Oh man.
I don't
He
know
was
how he
always
got so
lost
much
in-
cotton in his eyes.
Yeah. Oi.
I mean, it's possible that they probably started on the road, so we could actually probably see where they came from, and I thought they could maybe do a shortcut / gather ingredients like Nora did through the bog. I mean, I can definitely sense Spreewell. I think going south to see where it ended is probably a better idea than seeing where they started, if you'd like me to do that.
Nora, were the wheels in the mud of the bog? Were they kind of cut it really close?
Was it actually close to where the water of the bog was, or was it more just in some more muddy parts because it was raining?
More muddy parts because it was raining.
Okay.
How
Because
easy
driving
were
it through the
tracks
bog would be really,
dangerous.
It'd be really dangerous. After like
Lose
a
your
minute or
cart.
two of you guys standing, the tiefling Norris walks over and says, are you ready to go again? I think we're finished with our break.
Yep. Just waiting on you.
Oh, we're definitely ready. Sorry for it just took a little bit longer to get lunch done.
All right, wagons. Ow!
Una will send Spreel to go south to see if he can follow the tracks and see where they end.
Okay,
we
give
continue
me a survival for Spreel.
Survival for Spreel?
Tracking.
He's gotta find them tracks.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna Book.
If we told her where we saw them, would that help?
Survival is based off of wisdom. So that would be a 13.
He manages to follow them around to kind of more of like the far end of the bog. Like, do you have roll 20 up? Like,
yep.
Kind of curving around the other side of the bog.
The east side.
Like, yeah, and basically, then they just kind of like stop, and that's about it. Like,
okay. So they
and
just
then,
loop
finally
around,
gets out
and
of
then
the
they
mud.
loop back, and then they loop back.
Okay.
Like back as in going north?
No, they loop back as in
Where
like
they
back
came.
the way they came.
Yeah. Basically,
heading
it
back
comes
to
down
Mirefield?
south toward the edge of the bog, and then back
And then they-
back out.
And
Yeah.
then it looped back like so
Yep.
south. Turns south and
They went south and then went back
Back
north.
towards the road, yeah.
Yeah. Then have
Weird.
Spreel come back and tell me what he saw, and I'll tell everybody once we stop what Spreel saw. And I have a
What,
feeling
were
their
they
cart
dumping
got
a
stuck.
body or something?
Been gathering potion
Maybe.
ingredients.
Yeah, gathering
Oh.
potion ingredients. They could have been hiding a dead body. I mean, a bog's a great place to do that.
I love how you guys just immediately assume dead body, like not potions
That's what we're gonna
ingredients,
assume.
or like peat bog mining for
I
iron.
don't know what that is.
Yeah, what?
No, I understand.
Peat
So
moss
yeah,
mining.
yeah.
No, peat bog
Uh,
mining, because most ore used to be collected from bogs. So you just go walk through
Well,
the
it was
bog. and
iron
it's-
germ.
Yeah,
It was iron germ.
Yeah, that's what they used to make weapons of. They
Um,
used to just go walk through the bog and like
because-
stab.
The iron bacteria can actually like grow in that sort of space. So it's actually almost a renewable source of iron, but it renews so slowly it's not actually like no one can farm it, right? But a bog that's been for hundreds and hundreds of years can actually have a lot of iron in it.
You learn something new every day.
Do we want to go mine some iron out of the bog?
No.
Fuck yeah.
It's Minecraft.
It just Hans and Franz puts his hand in the bog and draws out the iron.
Let's make Nito this.
Nico now.
That'd be sweet.
Who wants to roll? Who wants to roll a d12 for me again?
I'll do it this time. Me.
Bow.
Does anyone not roll?
No, a one.
One.
I don't know if I
All right. Roll me a d4.
Oh no. Okay.
should have rolled.
2.
2. Okay. You see that there is a cart with guards that kind of passes you guys as you are on the road.
Coming the opposite way?
Yeah, coming the opposite way.
Can we tell like
who's-
what the cart is like for? Like what they're carrying?
Give me a perception check.
Probably dead bodies.
That is 18.
They have like a noble family crest on it, but it looks like it's actually like barred. So like you would assume it's like a prison wagon.
Mm.
Can we see who's inside the wagon? Like how many people?
Not really. It's mostly like pretty like enclosed and then just has the bars and stuff on it. It's not a magical one though, like the one Elaine had all of the Selkies picked up in. Get the paddy wagon.
Yep.
Are they gonna go dump a dead body in the bog?
Picking up and dropping off.
Picking up or dropping off. Nice.
Okay.
Well, who's up front? Because
Una
you
is.
probably have the first opportunity
So-
to speak.
Hans and Franz wants to take the lead today, just for his own reasons. So, Una, would you like to switch?
Luna would probably be in front of the first cart then, if you're gonna be up further, because she'll still want to be towards the front just in case. Because it's easier to send Spriel back than it is to send him forward.
I mean, he's got the same speed either way.
Yeah. We're not exactly. We're not going 60 in a Gran Torino here. We're going like. Oh, just to try and keep the same formation.
Yeah, that works.
Una, so Una, you
So
want to be in the middle?
Una will come back with Hans
Yeah.
and Franz.
Okay.
Yeah. Una will probably have Spriel up though by Andrew, Hans, and Franz.
He like
Stealth.
rides on your shoulder majestically.
If that's.
It's just
That's
this
what people
puffin
want.
just like standing at attention, just
Yeah, I'm just picturing like, you know, when Jack Sparrow comes in on a ship and it's sinking, but like with that proud pose of like, I will ride this forward.
fourth
Okay.
noble steed.
Have you guys watched The Swan Princess?
Yep,
Yeah,
that's exactly what I was
That's
thinking
what I was
of.
thinking
I'm
when he's
thinking of
standing at
puffin.
attention.
Because he's got that like attitude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's all I can picture right now.
Well, as soon as Spriel was a puffin, that's the character
Yeah.
that Spriel became in my mind.
Same.
Same. All you need is a frog now and we'll be fine.
No one's a frog, so that covers it.
Wait, who's a turtle?
Does it mean
Sorry,
North?
You need a turtle.
Yeah, we need speed.
I need a frog
speedy.
and a turtle.
And a
And
swan.
we're set.
And a swan.
Ah, I can be my own swan. That
I
feels
mean,
good
Nora
enough.
can be a swan.
That's
You can
true.
do anything.
Not yet.
Well, she
Yeah,
Yeah,
can
but
be a
if
swan.
Nora's
fly
my
speed.
She can't
frog,
fly.
then who's
fly.
gonna be my Speedy? Would that be Rowan? Is Rowan?
It'd be
my
Rowan.
Speedy?
He gets a speed boost.
There you go.
Technically a shell with all the wood. Like
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
That's
So we have
true.
my
Yeah.
frog, who's Nora, because Nora's turned into a frog before. We have Speedy, who's Rowan.
Now we need a swan.
So wait, who's Hans?
Is that
who
gonna be
are
Hans Franz?
We're like the alligators.
I
in
have
the-
no idea what you guys are talking about. So.
Have you
The
never
swan
seen
pretty-
the Swan
alligators?
Princess?
Anyway,
I love that movie.
Hans and Franz, Andrew's character is taking the lead. He's got first opportunity to speak
Yep.
to the guards, if at all.
Spriel sees him, so Una will tell you, Josh, that there's a prisoner cart approaching.
Oh. Do you know how many guards there are?
How many guards are there via
How many
Spriel's
dogs
eyes?
are there?
There's probably like 8 guards.
Do I see any like?
Heraldry.
Did you say there was heraldry?
Yeah, there's some sort of heraldry. I'm looking it up, so give me one second.
8 guards. What
How
kind of
many?
high-risk prisoner are they?
Oh,
Magneto.
Seriously, you're gonna go get that
8
iron?
guards, 1 prison cart. Just
Right.
saying.
Yeah, this
lot.
is
I want to
I-
see who's in it.
this is high priority prison transport right
Wasn't
here.
there wasn't there like 4 for the Selkie guard? Or the Selkie?
No, there was 6, but they
There
also had
was
men.
6 guards
No.
for the stuff.
That was also
still
because it
less
was
than
a
8.
shorter ride, and there was you all that were counted as guards.
That's true.
Okay,
Okay. All right, I'll take that.
I'll give you that. Still,
How
8 is a
magnanimous
lot.
of you guys?
But then they can also take turns during their watch. So if you think about it, 8 guards, 4 of them on duty for 12 hours at a time, then they rotate out.
The sigil on the house is
We see a
There's
house.
no on the cart.
Oh,
Um,
The house sigil on the cart.
There you go.
I'm looking. Yeah, there's a house sigil on the cart. I'm trying to see which one it is. Let's say that it is.
Just describe it. Just
a.
describe it.
It is
or whose
a.
it is.
I'm trying to look up what it is. Hang on a minute. Okay, it is a black. It is a black cat. With it's like a black cat on a purple background with white heather on it.
White heather.
Yes.
So like the The
Yeah.
like really spriggy flowers.
Yes.
Does
Right.
Una recognize us by chance?
Give me a history check.
Is the heather behind the cat?
oh,
Like it's
plus
kind of
one.
like a background thing
Kind of like
between the
around, like the
purple.
cat's like on top of it, like
Like-
it's walking through
oh.
a field of heather.
Okay.
A 17.
Oh no, wait, actually,
history?
it's pink heather. That's what it
Okay.
is. Pink heather. 17.
17.
You do recognize it. You know that it is actually House Dusturnus's symbol, and that is one of the marquees. Dusturnus, and he's one of the marquees, and currently the
Edgelord.
keeper, the constable of the Wind Plains. So he's in charge of like Elaine's actual like land troops.
Oh.
Interesting. Do I know where he typically resides from, or is he just kind of all over?
Rotharm is his family lands.
Okay.
Which is where the road splits when you guys go to Ramsgate, or not Ramsgate. If you go in Bellwether, if you go to the left road and go north that way,
That's where it is.
that's where it is.
Okay.
Okay.
The Wind Plains, isn't that south where we?
No, you
That's
are
where
in
we
the
went
wind.
and fought some
You-
harpies.
No.
Here's a
You are
question.
in the wind. You are in the Wind
I'm-
Plains.
Yep,
Windvale is the town. you-
Windvale. Yeah.
that's.
I
We
did
were
not-
leaving the Wind Plains to go into the Windvale.
This is what happens when
Yep.
you pick your names.
Somewhere
over
near a bell
centuries
name. It's fine.
And century, like this is what happens when you pick your names over like months and months, and you forget what you picked already and how many bells and winds you already.
How many bells and winds? Pods and Frowns
Wait,
would.
Una was saying something before I interrupted
oh.
her. So hold on a second.
Okay.
That wasn't where Orin went to the relics, right? He went to the east, not the west.
He went to the. He went to the coast on the slightly. He said it was a few days from Breakspear on to the east. So
okay,
yeah,
I just want to make sure it was east, not west.
yeah, it was east.
Just making sure
okay.
it's not them. That's all I'm
Okay.
doing.
Oh, yeah.
We're not-
Your
we're not
other
coast-
parties captured
Rotharm,
two.
yeah, Rotharm is not on the coast.
Okay.
It's kind
Well,
of
it's
in more,
inland, but I wasn't sure where those ruins were.
Oh,
if
no,
they were
no, no.
east or
It'd
west
be east of Breakspear, which
Okay.
is east of Rotharm. So anyway, I'm
Yep.
sorry, honey.
So I mean, just one cart. So one cart, 8 guards. Okay, so this is probably a pretty important person. I wonder who's there.
Does Una know how many guards they roughly take on these kind of adventures? Since
I mean,
she
eight's-
may have came across him in the 6 months she's
it's
been
not-
around here.
Usually, it's maybe like 1 or 2 extra than normal, but it's not anything abnormal.
I mean, it's not unusual.
Usual
to have
to
You
8
have
have
8
lots
guards
of
anytime.
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Yeah, so Una would say it's not uncommon for that many to be driving a prisoner.
So I think Haas and Frauds would probably, because we haven't really encountered anyone on the road up to this point, have we, honey?
There's been like a couple couple other carts of like just people moving about, like, but not like, you know, a merchant, a family, a whatever. Like, it's not like been a
Right,
political
but
risk.
like this is now an armed sort of party.
Yeah,
'cause,
this is more noticeable.
So I think Hans and Franz would probably say, all right, Una, you know, just in case, I'm going to need you to put on this ring.
Oh,
So
With this
In
ring,
my
I thee
hair
wed.
or on my
no,
hand?
just on your hand, please. And he shows you the ring he wears. I have a spell that so long as someone wears another ring, I can keep you protected. So I would like you to put this on just in case.
I've
As we're
never
trotting
worn
along,
one of
he's
these,
like-
right?
Holding the ring out towards her.
Yeah, Una would reach for it, but she's never worn jewelry before because she always puts it in her hair. So she's like trying to figure out like which finger it should go
And he,
on.
he's got it on his middle finger. 'Cause
Okay.
It's not a wedding bond or anything like that.
So now the
it's a
question is,
warding
which
bond.
finger does it fit?
Megan,
If it's
Megan,
magical, it'll fit.
Megan.
That's true.
Hans and Franz is an expert craftsman. He knows the size of your finger.
What size would he? No, you have to measure it.
He knows.
Megan, I'm
Yeah?
gonna roll a d10 and I'll tell you which finger it fits on.
Okay.
Okay, it fits on your index finger.
Oh. Left or right hand?
Your choice.
Okay.
What's your dominant?
Left. She's a lefty.
Then go opposite.
So her right index finger.
Yep.
So you just see her like trying to like, oh, okay.
Well, she's on a horse.
And she's like, okay. Because normally she puts it all in her hair, because that's
Yep.
what they do.
That's
so,
what they do. Yeah.
Yep. Thank you for this. I've never done this before. And she'll
I
like
was
just
kind of
constantly
looking too.
fidget with it.
I know that feeling.
I mean, it might work in your hair. I don't know. This is kind of a new spell for me, so it's a new prayer that came to me.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. It's very kind of you.
All right, now let's
Just-
fight these gods. I mean,
Do we?
let's see what these gods do.
Do I see like all the like little intricate things that are on here?
Yes.
Like
Oh, yeah.
each
Yeah.
person's
With
thing?
the passive, you're just like, oh wow.
Okay.
Wow,
Oh, yeah.
we.
I feel so special. I was number 2.
So I just want to say that rings don't normally work as protection. Never mind. I'm not gonna make the joke.
I was
I'm-
thinking
I'm-
when you said it's for
They
protection.
generally kind of like, influence.
So like,
So hold on,
Yeah.
everybody. Hold
Yeah.
on.
Hold on.
So I see the guards
Yes.
coming.
yeah, they don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a while. You have several minutes of seeing the guards coming, Andrew.
I hope so.
That was
Um,
the moment Spriel saw them, which was in. I don't know how quickly Spriel sees them. It would have immediately been like, boom, this to
Yeah,
Hans and
but
Franz.
yet you're having that conversation.
Briel's
Yeah.
just like slapping Hans and Franz.
Right? It's like,
Just let Hans and Franz have a moment to see what he even wants to do about these guards while you two are exchanging rings and whatnot. What would you like to do, Andrew?
So I don't recognize the banner, their sigil.
Um,
Is the road wide enough for carts to go both ways?
yes.
How much of a presence do the guard like? Is it something where we should pull over to the side, just out of courtesy to let them go
Um,
past?
It's wide enough where you think like it would
He's
be
asking about courtesy, though.
Well, like
it would be
courtesy, like
it
are the
would be
guards
cour-
like off around it? Like
Yeah, they're off around it, so it would be nice if you did kind of like
Yeah,
tell everyone
all-
to move out of the way.
all motion to the lead cart, like
Mm-hmm.
go off to the side, pull
Mhm.
over. I can't pull over. I'm already pulled over. Yeah. No.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then I'll
Anir-
kind of
yeah, and you're steering the one right behind you, and he'll kind of like steer the cart off.
yeah, and I'll trot
Or
up
they'll.
to get like within I don't know 30 yards or so,
Mm-hmm.
and just like dismount,
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of like wait there for them, and
Mhm.
if they address me, they address me.
Mhm.
I'll hail that, like, what up, dudes?
Yeah.
Mhm.
They
Jeep
keep-
wave.
Yeah, they keep going, but they note you there, and you can see them raise their guard just a tiny bit because they don't know if this is an ambush, but they're assuming you're just people on the side of the road. But they basically don't really interact with you otherwise, other than keeping an eye on the cart and moving. So,
I do want to look to see who's in the back.
give me a perception check.
Oh, I'm not gonna roll it there. Roll it here. So 10.
Okay. I mean, it's kind of hard to see. It just looks like one solitary figure in there who is kind of like just sitting, but you can't really see much. You'd guess maybe a man. Like it looked like just from like the stylings of like the rough shape you can see and like the hairstyle. It's probably a guy, but you're not really sure.
Okay.
So.
I'll leave it up to the rest of the crew to see what they see.
Move, bitch! Get out the way. Rowan and Nora, do you do anything as Hans and Franz has told everyone to pull over and the merchants kind of pull their carts to a stop a bit?
I think just noticing that we're actually moving formation a little bit, Nora would be like, okay, I gotta check out whatever is coming up on us. Just be like kind of more guarded.
Yeah, I'd keep an eye on the cart. Try and see who's in there.
Yeah.
Do
Alright,
perception checks on those.
Give me perception checks.
I think when the cart
Fail me now.
starts to pull over. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Aaron.
Ooh.
Same here. 22.
Hey, 19 plus 3.
You guys are like
17 plus
like your
6.
siblings.
17 plus 6?
I have a 6 perception.
Jesus.
You were like a natural 20, Aaron.
No, 19 plus 3.
Okay. So you guys get a much better look, and you can see a young man who is dressed. You would guess it's pretty decent clothing. Like they look nice, like not noble nice, but like upper level merchant nice. Probably young, in his like late 20s. Kind of just has like a douchey face.
Face?
Yeah, douchey face.
Okay.
Is it Eris?
Is his name Chad?
No, no, it's not Lord.
Chad
not Lord
Brandonson?
Rice.
No,
But he
this would
looks
be what we
he
call a
looks like-
keep.
He looks like he'd be friends with Lord Rice, but it's not Lord Rice. He's kind of got like just sandy blonde hair, I guess, and that's about it. He just that's the main stuff you get on him. He looks super pissed off to be in chains.
Well, I'm pretty sure
I-
anybody would
So
be.
is he manacled?
Yeah, they have him manacled.
Wow.
I just lean over to Nora and say, I wonder who they have in.
No idea, but he doesn't look like a typical criminal of sorts.
No.
Nora would probably just wait for them to move on before telling the rest of her friends what they saw.
I think once the caravan starts to like pull over, Hans and Franz would kind of, pick up the pace so he could get on the flank of the caravan
Mhm.
to basically, be that line in between the caravan and the other caravan, sort of thing.
Okay, yeah, you can do that. You see them pass.
Yeah.
Same as everybody
And-
else.
See who is in
Give
there
me a
and
perception check. You too, Una. I'm assuming you're looking.
just it's a total of 20.
You get about the same features and stuff that Sam and Aaron got with their roles.
Me
know,
or
Yes.
the-
yeah. Wait, who
the-
has the same? I have a 24, so I see the same that Sam and Aaron saw.
Yeah, and so would have anything above a 20, you see that.
Yeah.
I don't recognize him at all, do I? From my journey.
Not really. He's not really wearing any heraldry or anything. He's just a guy in kind of like above average, nicer clothes. He looks reasonably like for a prisoner, like he's been roughing it a bit, like he's been in prison, but he's not like in rags or anything. So
Is his hair unkempt?
yeah, his hair's a little unkempt.
Okay. All right.
Are we closer to Karin at this point, or I guess where are we on the road?
You probably
Are
are like
We're
probably
north
2
of the
hours
bog,
from Karin.
so-
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
actually, no. You probably would have met them about halfway because they probably would have left morning in Karen. So yeah, it would have
So
been about
just
halfway.
around that bend around the bog.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hans and Franz would probably, if there's a guard, because if like both guard parties kind of put themselves in between that, the other caravan,
Mhm.
we kind of probably pass by each other and it's like, good game. Thank you for coming. Good game.
Yep.
But no, he would probably, hello, beautiful day. Good luck with your task.
Niceties.
Kind of. He's kind of being a little awkward in because he's not so good with.
Give me a charisma check.
Oh yeah, no, it's not so good. It's not so good. 10.
Okay.
Right, middle
you
of the road.
You get one of them to kind of like nod towards you, but that's about it.
Yeah.
And then
I
pass.
flirt with one of them. No,
Give me a charisma check.
Hey, boys.
I'm not gonna do
Do it, you coward.
Wow.
We'll see what would have happened. Just
For posterity.
just straight charisma.
Yeah, just out of curiosity.
12 plus, so 14.
Oh Jesus. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe you would
Moving on,
have
'cause
I mean,
nothing
hey,
else
probably would have
happened.
gotten 3 to
Not
nod
bad.
at you, but that's fine.
Bro,
Went on a mission. Anyway, so that happened.
Right. Cool. And then we get the caravan back on the road.
Yeah, you get the caravan back on
Autobots.
the road.
Wagon!
Roll out.
The prisoner didn't say anything, did he? As we
No.
were, he just stayed quiet. Okay.
Yeah.
He's not like, I'm innocent, you know. Just let me out of here. If you kill the guards, I'll give you a lot of money.
Yeah, that's so I was curious if he said anything or if he just looked like a dick sitting in a cage.
Yeah, he looked like a dick.
Big, giant, 6-foot penis.
A big fucking dick.
Yeah.
A little too big for comfort. Anyway,
Well,
you get back on the road. Nothing else happens on the way to the next city.
Okay.
All right.
cool.
All
Kar-
right, all right,
Karan?
all right.
Is it Karan?
Karen.
Karen? Karen?
Karen?
Or Ka-
Burn
Yeah,
this
Karen,
whole
yeah.
city down.
Karen. Karen. Let's just call it Karen.
Get out of here, Karen.
You make it to Karen with no issues. If you wish to talk on the road, we can do that. I just don't know. Or talk
Nope.
for the night. Okay.
Nope. Now we're in Karen. Now we got to find the local clergy. Who's the deity here? Do they have a temple to all that has been?
Let me look at my notes and see how big. Karen has a little over 1,000 people, and it's the main inn is the Bedrock Inn.
Ooh.
They kind of
If
have
the
a more.
beds are
Does
rocking.
he have
What is this?
Flintstones?
The Flintstones? Yeah.
They have some quarry areas nearby, so
Okay.
Okay.
like it's more of a rocky area as you guys get over here. So
Oh, it's getting rocky, all right.
We built this city.
Does
Okay.
Una have any contacts in this town from her possible travels?
she would have only gone through here a handful of times, so probably not.
Not.
Yeah, because basically she went to Fehan and then she kind of just stayed in Fehan and then took a lot of the hunting jobs. So she didn't really spend time in a lot of the cities except for Breakspear and maybe a couple of the other coastal towns. But same thing. You can get stabled in for the night, get dinner, get everything.
Alarm around the carts.
Uh,
Dude, it's a good
what's
thing
the-
to have.
While we're in the inn, probably before we're on guard duty, Hans and Franz would probably just like to listen to the local banter.
okay. Something
See if
that-
there's see if there's like, you know, any
Ghouls in the mines.
drunkards, you know, just talking about, or people who are deep within their cups talking about weird things. You know, Hans and Franz wants to be able to see if there's anything interesting going on in the area and just kind of, you know, seeing what's up.
Nora would want to do something very similar, but she would want to hear if anybody is talking about like prisoner transport or something regarding what we passed, considering they were coming from this direction.
All right, both of you.
And
Go ahead.
just to throw it out there, it doesn't have to happen tonight, but like during tomorrow, I want to spend some time actually like talking to who the fuck we're escorting. Tell them a
You
little
can
bit.
you can hang out with the merchants tonight in the
Sure.
tavern if you want, because they're in there eating with you, like eating and chilling.
Okay.
So
Isn't
Okay.
that dwarf that Josh was
Yeah, Anir.
with his,
Anir,
he's
yeah.
on this trip too, right?
they're
Yep.
on this trip. Yep, they're non-binary. They use they them pronouns.
So yeah,
Well-
anyway, you said you wanted a perception, right, honey?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Perception.
Do you need one for me?
Dang it.
Yeah.
It's a 12 or my passive is 17.
Okay.
Okay, that's a 16 for me.
Okay. Nora, you're specifically listening for things about the prisoners. You do hear like it's not so much about who they're transporting because a lot of people don't know, but you hear a lot of comments about like how they're surprised that like it's good to know that Lord Disturnus can still afford to hire such like well-armed guards to carry prisoners, considering their money troubles over the last few years. And there's just comments about them having like money troubles and everything like that.
Aren't the Bellwaters also having money troubles?
I think it's a noble profession to have
It
money
is.
troubles.
Yeah. They
Like,
act
that's
like
just
they
part
have
of being
money, but they
noble.
don't actually have money.
Yeah.
Mhm,
I'm better than you, but I still have no
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
Noble nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
Say it with me.
Noble.
Noble.
Noble
nonsense.
nonsense.
Yeah. If you keep
Good job,
listening, they
guys.
kind of keep talking more about like the money troubles and like the scandal about it because like it's kind of a salacious tale. It sounds like when he was off fighting in the Pirate King's War, he had his oldest son was going to take over for him, but his son and his son, so his grandson, basically were like mismanaging the family estates and everything, and they kind of bankrupted the house. And then they're like I know that, and then they both got executed for their crimes because they tried. I think they were gonna try to kill him when he came back from war, and then they're like, I don't think they killed both of them. I think they only killed like his son. I think the grandson's still alive somewhere. Well, that's what you say, but I don't know. Who knows?
So it's
with
the
them?
grandson that was being transported.
Anyway, that's
This
basically
is like a man in the iron mask situation.
Lizzie, roll a deception check for your spell.
Anyway, so that's basically what Nora hears.
Cool.
So there is a little bit of speculation of, do you suppose that's him? You think his old man wants to like beat some sense into him? I don't know. I think they'd have more guards for that, but maybe that's all they can afford. I don't know. Like, so yeah, there's just a lot of like, rumors about that. It's a very salacious tale they tell, and they kind of joke about how like, oh, the Disturnuses are just gonna go downhill. He's gonna die like probably soon because he's like decades old, and then his only heir left is some little nobody grandson from his other son who died, and some pauper woman that he married. They're not gonna amount to anything either. So like, there's so much like gossip stuff about this because it's such a
Small
good
town.
scandalous tale.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Does Hans and Franz hear anything specific to
You.
weird stuff? Yeah.
for you hear that it's not so much there's nothing like there's nothing too weird other than some people say that like there's like a couple people that are more like shepherds and stuff that are in, and they're like, no man, I'm telling you, like I've seen some weird shit out on the fields at night with my sheep. That's why I like keep them closer to town. And they're just like, you're crazy. And it's like, no, I'm telling you, I've seen like shadows and stuff move around us. It's weird. It happened like a couple weeks ago. It's like, it's dark, dumbass. There's shadows everywhere. No, it wasn't just like the clouds and the moon. You said last year that you saw like Elios himself descend from the fields and bless you. That was because I had some of that sweet fey wine, and you know what it does to me. It makes me hallucinate a bit, but I'm telling you, I was sober and I saw something.
Wow, these are some pretty good tales.
Things I did not have any notes prepared for.
That's fine. All right, so Quran might be an interesting place for some supernatural occurrences. All right.
And then the thing with Andrew when he comes back. Actually, Una, are you doing anything with Rowan as you finish setting up the alarm and are chilling? Because they're probably in there for a while talking. You guys are going to be in at least for like, I would say 2-ish hours.
Probably just more like an hour. I
An
mean,
hour?
we wouldn't want to. At least I wouldn't leave those guys just out there on the cart for 2 hours.
Okay, let's
This
say
is
a
like
little over
our shift
a little.
is we eat food and drink.
Mhm.
We go in, or we come back out and then
Let's say a little over an hour, because if you're going to be listening
Yeah.
for eavesdropping and stuff like that, then yeah. Anyway. so-
Is Andrew with him as well?
Yes.
yeah, the three of us are inside
Yeah.
first.
I guess with Rowan and I am just doing my little circle and just waiting there and be like,
So you want to make a bet?
Yes.
are you enjoying yourself so far, Rowan? I see you're
I
not
am.
enjoying the festivities inside.
Well, I don't drink, and I don't need to eat, so I don't get hungry. And we're on the job, so I feel like it's necessary to stay with the carts. I don't know. It just feels like the right thing to do. But I am enjoying myself.
That's good. I do agree. I do not drink on the job either, unless it's a non-paying job, like when we went through the forest for the guild member things, and I unintentionally got dosed by that satyr.
He was a tricky one.
He definitely I guess knew how to throw a party. I guess probably a couple minutes more of silence.
She's just throwing in awkward silence all over the place.
She doesn't know. She's just kind of chilling. And I want to thank you for your help in the aqueducts. It really meant a lot that you all had my back and that you were there. And so I want to thank you.
Oh, of course. I'm pretty sure I speak for Nora and myself that we see all of you as sort of new family. Even though we've only known each other for a couple of months. It just feels right.
I am starting to agree with you. You guys have definitely become very good friends, and I would be sad to have seen any of you fall during that.
We would have been very sad if you had fallen or left at all. So we're glad that you're still here.
I do not think it is my time to go back yet. I don't feel like I've accomplished the things I need to accomplish to reward my return quite yet.
Well, as much as we don't want you to leave, if there's anything that we can do to help you in your goal, all you need to do is ask.
I appreciate that, Rowan. That means quite a bit to know that you guys are in my corner, so to speak.
Family helps family.
So, I do have a question then for you. Do you feel that I should not have treated Ulin as such, even though he is my family?
Rowan thinks for a bit. That's hard to say. I can understand why you would want to protect Ulin in any way possible. Obviously, I know that both Hans and Franz mean well, but they might be a little overprotective, and that might not come off in the correct way. But I know that they only want what's best for you. So, when Ulin seemed to be not telling the truth, or like he may have been doing bad things, they wanted to make sure that you were safe. I wanted to make sure that you were safe. I'm not one to say anything in the moment, but I can understand why you would want to protect him.
Thank you, Rowan. That means a lot. And she'll go in for a fist bump.
What do I do with this?
Oh, you take your hand and you Like, go like you're gonna go for a punch, and we just punch each other's hands, but lightly.
Okay.
That's what I imagine happening.
I rage.
Roll an attack.
Dodge! I need to dodge!
Oh my god. It's
Yeah, she'll go into like a little. Yeah, there you go.
Pull for my inspiration.
Yeah, so she'll go into like a fist bump and.
Anything else, you two cuties?
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
I think we're good.
All right. We'll cut back to Hans and Franz. You wanted to talk to the people you're actually bodyguarding.
Yeah.
Okay. You just want to know about them, like in general, like what they're like.
Oh, are they like sitting down together eating? Or do they seem friendly
no,
with each
they're
other?
sitting together and eating, and they will happily let you sit with them. Like, you know, they're not.
Yeah,
they're not
I'll sit down
mean.
with them. How's everyone doing this evening?
Anir is, eating contently and drinking, and they're like, oh, pretty well, just getting a little sore from the road, but we're only 2 days in, so quite a ways to go still. Halan is eating her stew and is like, yes, the journey has been quite uneventful for the most part, and that is how I prefer it. Norris is actively pulling, it looks like he has a bag open with like some various spices, and he's trying to like add them to the stew and like taste them to like, and then kind of like still trying to like put something in there to make it like not taste so bland, you guess, like in his mind, like they just don't know how to make it spicy in the north.
So, in the north, so where are you originally from?
Oh, I'm from Elios's fields, where they actually know how to season food. Ugh.
Do I know where that's at?
I think it came up before, like you've seen a map.
You mean you're from an imaginary place? Because Helios doesn't exist.
It is quite a that the Blooming Meadows is the province directly south of here, where you guys crossed into Windvale and all that and stuff, and then underneath there, further south, is part of the continent that is called Elios's fields, which is also part of the Myra Empire, like all the continent is. So,
So what brought you all the way up here from way down there?
Oh, I travel for spices in general, and you can get more money for some of the rare ones up here, like anything that adds spice and heat.
Makes sense, yeah.
It's still terrible, but do you want to try some? And he hands you some of the stew, like with the.
Sure.
Right.
I'll take my spoon and.
It's pretty good. Like you had the bland version of it, and he added it where it's kind of like a nice warm heat, where it's kind of building as you eat it. Where it's like this guy clearly knows how to layer his spices into a dish where it complements each other.
It's very good. It's not something you would get normally on the road in like this, but well done, very well done.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's always nice to meet someone else who can appreciate my craft.
Is there anything that like stands out about the other two?
I mean, Anir is normally dresses pretty fashionably, and they're happy-go-lucky whenever like they're just kind of there. And otherwise, they always seem to be like working on something in general, like making notes, or sometimes they're sketching things, like coming up with ideas for their next project that they're going to work on. The lady who's a jeweler is kind of mostly just sitting there and keeping to herself. But yeah.
I'll ask Anir.
Yeah, Anir.
Anir, I see you writing and sketching quite a bit. What something in particular you're making notes about, or is it just general things you see on the road?
Oh, I'm always looking for the newest sort of thing to enchant. Let me see.
Oh, yeah. You've met my brother. Obviously, besides the trip, though. That was. I forgot that he had mentioned that he had met with you. and then I'll just make small talk. I was just trying to fill them out a little bit.
Well, yeah. You kind of feel them out. Anir is definitely they're an abstract person. Like they when they ask you something, and you ask, like when you ask them something, they will give a very deep answer, but then they'll turn it kind of back on you, and you kind of it's weird because it's somebody who really likes to understand why you give any certain answer. If you ask,
so like Lizzie Wester.
Yes. If
Okay.
only I was as cool as Anir. But
I just don't know why you don't like musicals.
I need to understand what it.
So why would you choose that Roman god as your favorite? I don't know, Lizzie. Sometimes a cat's just a cat.
A cat is just a cat. One thing you do pick up that's kind of interesting, and Halan teases this. She basically refers to the Norris. She calls him basically like his grace, like jokingly. And eventually you kind of hear them talk, like Anir joins in teasing Norris about it. And you kind of actually find out that Norris is the illegitimate child of like a minor noble from the Ilios' fields. And because he was a tiefling and that family kind of had like a line of fiendish heritage originally, he paid off his mom and kind of like gave him more of an education to be like, and money to be a merchant, which is how he got to study spices. So
okay.
Yeah.
And tieflings aren't very common, right?
They're not super common. They're more common more towards the center of the continent, where the old warlock kingdom
which
like
makes sense.
was originally.
Would I have? I'm
You've
assuming
met-
I've seen them. Tiefling?
Yeah.
Okay.
Arthur, the stable at the guild, is a tiefling.
Oh, yeah,
The head of Lady Elaine's guard that escorted you out of the aqueducts was a tiefling. So they do exist. They're usually kind of treated not
a pale
great.
pink one to be exact.
They're not normally treated great, and they're looked with suspicion. But there are quite a few of them that still, like, rise above it and make their way in the world.
Okay.
So.
All right, I'm just curious.
Yeah.
When I'm done talking to them, I'm gonna go find my brother and be like, "Brother, did you not realize that Aeneas don't let you on to talk to?"
Oh yeah, I've talked to Anir before. They gave me a couple of pointers, and I'm hoping to do some work with them later on. But I'm still trying to get some ideas of how I might, do my next piece.
Yeah. Okay, I just didn't realize. I haven't seen you like talking to him, and I thought you would be if you guys had stuff to discuss, but I guess not.
No, I talked to him at the guild, them at the guild, and they kind of told me I had to invent kind of my own way of doing it. And so I'm just trying to figure out kind of, my way. And once I've kind of done that, I'll go back and say, hey, here's what I figured out. What do you think?
That's a good idea. It's a good idea, brother. Okay. I was just curious.
Yeah, no, thank you for looking out for me. I definitely would appreciate you keeping an eye out, because, hey, if I miss someone, they make magic items too, that'd be something that I definitely want to know, so thank you.
Yeah, no problem, brother. I'm gonna go out and sit with the wagons.
Okay, I'll be out soon.
Sounds good.
Now it's just Nora and Hans and Franz sitting and listening and drinking. You gotta give him another ring out.
No, hey! This is my plan, woman.
Let him
Okay.
have his own
Romantic
time.
setting.
Yeah, this is my own time. Okay.
Yep.
Besides, I was gonna bring it up here now anyway.
Okay.
but you can't. No prompting. Shame on you. Anyway.
So, how's it going so far, Nora? Did you get all your herbs and stuff?
Well, I got one of the 3 so far, but the other ones are going to be further up, more towards like our destination. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, but I did get
Well-
a good amount of this first one. So
What is it that you got first?
I got
Doggy
dogwood.
something?
Dogwood,
Dogwood.
and so then I have to get pennyroyal, which is up more near Ramsgate, and then I also have to go to Queen's Rest, which has they kind of like the like pool of water that healed us with, or was like healing at the Seder. They have something similar, so I need to get a few vials of water from them. I suppose.
I mean, the water under the Sadus tree was basically holy water. Is it just holy water that you need? Because I can make that.
I don't really know. He said it was magic water, enchanted water, some sort of healing water is all he called it. So I'm not really sure exactly what it is. I suppose when we find it, we'll be able to tell if that's what it is.
Probably. Is there a reason that the person that you're gathering these for hasn't done it themselves? Is it dangerous?
Oh, no. I figured since we're already coming up this way, it's just for Lucius, like I help him all the time with like potion tasks and gathering things, and so I figured since I'm already traveling up this way, might as well see if there's something he needed.
Have you found out what he's done with our hair?
Not in particular yet. I know that he's still really excited about it. I haven't really talked to him about it yet though. About anything in particular.
I don't think I got anything in particular, right, Lizzie?
He said it was used in a lot of rare
It's
potions.
like
but as a
yeah, and like
stabilizer.
strength. Yeah, it's like a stabilizer. It strengthens the actual like potion from being when being used. But I don't think he like told me what he made. Did he?
No, he said he was probably going to use it for some of the rarer potions, like
Okay.
like flying, invisibility.
Yeah.
Speed, like the really like high end ones, because when you like having a stabilizer means it's less likely to like get fucked up in the process of making, and having something so lucky like and statistically odds beating like twins, a piece of these twins, then yeah, it's just more of a good stabilizer in his mind.
Not really sure if he's done anything specific with it yet. He did say that it was going to help make some more powerful potions though, so.
Oh, okay. So I've been working on something. Well, I mean, not working on it. It actually took me like a day to do it. So it doesn't take very long to actually make like regular things now.
But anyway, and he'll reach into the pouch that has the rings, and he says, I made some rings, and he'll kind of hold up his hand and show the ring that's on his finger.
That I would like for you.
Here's one for you, and he'll set it on the table, or counter or wherever towards Nora.
And I just need you to make sure that you're wearing this, because it will allow me to basically cast a spell to protect you if something comes up. And, because you all are very important to me, and I want to keep you safe. So I would appreciate it if you would wear it. I apologize if it's not comfortable, but, I at least feel like it is a good piece of craftsmanship. Yeah.
Thank you.
She's gonna take a little bit of time and actually like inspect the details around it rather than just immediately putting it on. And she's just gonna kind of like smile to herself, seeing like feeling like, oh, I can kind of see what you did here
so-
and stuff.
So in order going clockwise, we would have like a couple of feathers inside of a hex, and so if you can imagine the width of the band is how wide a hex is.
Sure.
And so it basically has those hexes going all the way around, and so it's feather at starting from like 12 o'clock and then going clockwise. So we have feather, flower, bouquet. We'll have the I think for Una I did like arrowheads, or maybe I did fletching, something like that. Probably arrowheads, and then like the rowan berries or rowan leaves, maybe leaves and berries, something like that. But that's basically 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Oops. 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock in that order. And otherwise it's like, so big hexes for those imagery and then smaller hexes in between to kind of like join them together.
Join it together and
equal
stuff.
them out. Yeah.
Well, Nora will just like look it over and she'll do the same thing that Una does of like trying to see which finger it fits on. So
Okay, I'm gonna roll.
Oh, okay.
Woo! It will fit on your pinky.
On my pinky.
That's
made
too
it
small.
extra
100
skinny.
pounds wouldn't make
let's
it
say
that small.
Your thumb.
Probably thumb.
My
yeah.
thumb? Okay. Because I was gonna say she has pretty tiny hands.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
she'll put it on probably her left thumb. And she'll just kind of like smile.
Well, thank you. This is really special. I appreciate the thought.
You're welcome.
Who will everybody have one then?
Yes, I have not given one to your brother yet. But I will. Yes, he has one.
And he'll pull out the extra ring. And
I mean, maybe I should probably resize these at some point, but I wanted to kind of give each of you your ring, kind of personally. So I'll probably be giving that ring to Rowan tomorrow. Night on watch, I don't know. I haven't decided quite yet.
Love it. I know he will. He loves those kind of little special trinkety things. He finds them very special too, just like I do. So, well,
I'm
thank
glad
you.
you like it.
Yes.
And she's gonna give you a hug as like a thank you. And probably at this point she's getting pretty tired, so she'll head back to where the group is after the hug and everything, and she's just gonna be like doing like the fidgeting twirl because she's not used to jewelry on her hands either, because potion maker, you don't usually have stuff. So she'll probably just be like twirling it, and then she'll admire like the little details every once in a while and stuff.
Hans and Franz will probably stay in the bar a little bit longer, kind of just drinking and like basking in his like, yeah,
I did it.
Yeah.
Josh, you see that Norris and Halan have gone up to their rooms, but Anir, they're still awake, sketching stuff.
Okay. Are they like just like face down sort of sketching, or are they kind of like more relaxed, like
They're more relaxed.
looking around? Is it
Yeah,
like
they're
a
more-
do not disturb me sort of demeanor?
They're relaxed.
So yeah, Hans and Franz would probably take his drink over and say,
How good evening, Anir. How goes the drawing?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't decided if I love it or if I hate it yet, but maybe some fresh eyes tomorrow will help that decision.
what is he drawing?
They're drawing it kind of looks like they're trying to draw some sort of fancy cloak with like a bunch of pockets in it.
Oh.
You know, I mean, I'm no fashion person, but why is there so many pockets?
Well, I don't know if you're familiar with items that are bags of holding, but I really want to try to make one where I can have like a bag of holding in each pocket.
Oh my.
But I feel like
That's a
that might
lot.
be that might be too big. So, and also because the only person who could afford this would want it to be fashionable. So I'm trying to think of a pattern or a way to lay out the pockets where they're
What if you just had two?
oh no,
Like, you know, like a pocket on each side?
I could do that. It's a little strange for a cloak though.
Oh, it's a cloak.
It's supposed to be a cloak.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was a jacket.
It's a what?
You know, a jacket. Like a suit vest.
Oh yeah, like some sort of jacket. Like it would be closer to like a shirt tunic though.
Sure.
Oh no,
I thought it was a tunic.
No. More of a cloak is what I was thinking.
Well, I mean, you could probably have it with on the inside, right? Just kind of there, so you could spread your wings.
Ooh, there's stories about fey cloaks where they turn into wings and then you can fly across long distances.
Really?
I've never made one of those before. That would be something.
That sounds pretty amazing.
Mhm.
Like a cloak of flying.
Yes.
Or-
Forget this stupid pocket cloak. They just like tear it up and then start like scribbling out like the feathered cloak idea. Oh, that would be cool. I have to work on my flying craftsmanship, but maybe this could be a fun new project.
You know, there's a creature from where I'm from called the coatl. Are you familiar with this creature?
Would that be Arcana? Or would that be history?
It's a magical beast, so probably.
Okay. Oh, natural 20. I have heard of them. Those are celestial creatures, right?
I mean, my goddess has one, so probably.
The one who with all the bee iconography.
I mean, yes, the bee is one of her totems. She is more iconic with red hair and flames. So she's kind of like the embodiment of the forge of fire. But the bee is her craftsman, and the coatl is kind of her familiar.
Wonder
But
why
if you're gonna make something with kind of a, if you want to make it extra beautiful, I find the coatl pattern quite beautiful.
they slide the paper over to you. It's like, do you want to draw the pattern of it? Because I've heard of them. I have no idea what they look like though.
I guess Hans of Trons would try the best he can to remember what he saw in his dream and try to put out the pattern and
Sure.
notate, this is kind of where the color gradient
Yeah,
changes throughout the wing.
Give me a wisdom check.
Okay.
Oh.
7.
Okay. I mean, it's on like, not. It's you get a rough idea of the gradient, and Nier has no idea what they look like. So they're just like, oh, okay, like that's pretty cool.
Yeah, well, I just saw them in kind of a dream when a couple times when my goddess came to visit me. Then usually the coatl was there, just kind of, hanging out.
They raise an eyebrow. What did your goddess say to you? In your
Oh, just kind of like holy stuff.
No, I don't know. I'm not really a religious person. What do gods say to their followers?
I mean, I don't know what other gods say, but Engid offered me words of encouragement, and kind of wished me well and stuff like that. One of the dreams, she actually made me some soup. Well, I don't know if she made it, but it was there when I arrived.
I didn't realize the gods could be so considerate. Maybe I should become religious.
I mean, I don't know about Elios and Rakier and, Hella and whatever the rest of them are. But the Bendaya, you know, quite personable. But Daingid, you know, she's encouraged me to be a craftsman, and I follow the bee, and that is why I create, is to first honor her, and second, you know, to kind of be, you know, find my own satisfaction.
That's really where the trick of it lies, is finding your own place in it.
Now I craft, you know, weapons, armor, more metallic things, but you can make clothes that are just magical.
That's been more of my special talent is in fashion.
Does it matter what material the cloak or tunic is made out of?
Usually the higher grade holds enchantments better, but
What is a
really.
higher grade material for clothing?
They list off some sort of clothing that materials that hold enchantments better. And it also sounds like they favor working with materials that are from the Fey realm because they're more.
That's what I
familiar
was
with them.
wondering.
Yeah.
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 So are these things that you can only acquire by going to wherever the Fae come from? Or what about those flying sheep? Is that like a material that you can use? Is the flying multicolored sheep?
Yes, I use a lot of their wool, and especially with the price on it, and then some of the dyes. Normally, most of the items I sell are for nobles or very wealthy merchants, so they can afford it. Actually, what I'm making right now is this is tradesman to tradesman. The house in Ramsgate. Oh, what house is that? Oh shit, I don't remember what house is there, but one of the houses, the house that is in Ramsgate, I'll have to look it up later. They commissioned a near to make basically like cloaks of protection, just like with their family colors and stuff like that. So that is why they are traveling to Ramsgate.
Okay.
To deliver them
Okay.
and stay for some fittings, and yeah.
Well, you know, if you do succeed at making this cloak of flying,
And he'll tap the paper.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be very interested to know, because that sounds pretty amazing.
Yeah, flight would be something. You'll see more of the world and get around quicker. And it would be something just for me, which sometimes that's all you need. Not that making stuff for others isn't nice. What have you made for yourself?
So far, nothing. That doesn't count, Aaron.
The ring doesn't count.
The ring is for everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
I've made a sword for my brother, an axe for another traveling companion, and rings for everyone, but nothing for myself, at least not magical. I've crafted, you know, my armor, my shield, my sword, but, you know, those were just when I was doing my job in the forge. Nothing kind of like, you know, inspirational or from myself for myself. So far, things I've made have been for other people, because I don't know what I want or what I need. You know, I don't want to just make, you know, anything. I want to make something, if that makes any sense.
They kind of smile a bit. No, that's a story I am very familiar with. I grew up with multiple siblings, and everything I used to have to make was for other people. And when I finally had a chance to make something for myself, it took a while. I just never fit fully neatly into one thing or another, so it just felt better to, once I actually did figure out who I was and what I wanted and things like that. So I wish I could give you a shortcut, but I'm sure whatever you find in yourself, though, they kind of like tap your chest, will be pretty spectacular. I mean, if your goddess comes and visits you, must be something in there that they really like.
Thank you for saying that. That means a lot. And I wish you luck, and I hope the rest of our journey goes well.
I'll drink to that, and they'll kind of lift your mug.
What?
They'll,
Don't touch another man's mug. What the heck?
They'll lift their mug and clink against yours.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay.
Yeah. So.
Real quick, I made a face when Josh was talking about putting the pockets on the inside. All I pictured was, "Hey kids, you want to buy a watch? I got like 200 in this pocket."
I also have some cheeseburgers for some reason.
That's just the other pocket. There's a food
Right.
pocket. And then there's...
This one's refrigerated. There's some bacon in there.
Oh, it's a bag of colding.
Anything else?
Dude, we need a bag of colding.
Anything else on? Oh, actually, Norris has a bag of colding that they carry with them, but just you've seen them you've seen him use it when he likes to, like, when you guys stop for lunches, he likes to cook because he's picky about seasoning, so he pulls like meat and stuff out of his bag of colding and cooks for you guys.
Oh.
The chef, he's fancy.
Fancy.
Anything else happen? You guys want to talk about roleplay moments? Because otherwise I'm gonna time skip a bit.
Yeah, Hans and Franz would, when we're discussing watches, just do a watch on his own. And during that watch, he would kind of go up to Sentry Mode Rowan and be like, "Rowan, are you awake?"
I'm trying to think of a in-game way that he would wake up so it's not to freak people out, because I'm sure it's happened I don't know how many times
I'm
in the
always
past.
awake.
Yeah.
I'm always watching.
Just quick turn of the head. I'm always awake.
Yes, I'm awake.
Oh, well, I have something for you.
Oh.
And it was something I made before we left Fesliyan. And it's part of a new spell that I have. And I just want you to, keep this ring with you. It's, yes, it's for the spell, but also it kind of like, there's pieces of it that represent all of us.
And he'll kind of like place it in Rowan's hand or something. He'll kind of give the spiel of how everyone is represented, and how you guys are very important to him, and he wants to make sure that you're protected, and how the spell will allow me to share your pain, take on some of the pain that you might experience,
I would appreciate it if you wore this ring, at all times. That way, if the moment calls for it, I can cast the spell on you, to keep you protected.
Oh, of course. Thank you so much for making this. I'll have to inspect it in the morning when I can actually see, but thank you very much.
Oh, you very well, yeah.
And he'll cast light on the ring.
Ooh. Oh, I forgot I can do that. Oh, I could have done that.
It's okay. You're not real used to your magic yet. You don't just use it willy-nilly.
I'm new to this. This is all very, very many changes.
Yeah. Well, I kind of wanted to talk to you about your magic, because that spell that you cast, that I also cast.
Oh, yes.
That bolt of holy energy. We got to do that more, because that can help out our allies, our friends here when we are in battle, because it kind of guides people that we hit with it. So, maybe we kind of can use that together, coordination a little bit.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
Yes. We should definitely do that.
But anyway, I want you to have this ring. I want you to keep it on. And I mean, hopefully I don't need to use the spell, because, that would mean that there's a really bad situation. But, I want to be able to protect you, at a moment's notice. So please keep that on.
I definitely will. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rowan.
He'll just sort of take a little bit of time and look it over while it's lit. If Hans and Franz light spell fades, he'd cast it again, and just examine it, fiddle with it, put it on, take it off, put it on, take it off, play around with it.
You guys, the rest of the trip continues to go on pretty well. And Bellwether is a bigger town. It's got about 5,000 people in it. A little bit more happen, a little bit more stuff going on and stuff like that. But otherwise, nothing really specific happens there. Nothing really happens on the road. And then you guys make it to Queen's Rest, which is a little bit different. This small village probably can't hold more than like a couple thousand souls. And much of the houses have a simple charm to them. It's nestled into the land of rolling hills. Sheep graze on the nearby mounds, shepherds carefully keeping their vigil over their flocks. The houses rest very close together and are made from stone and thatched roofs and decorated with small gardens out front, with fall vegetables ripening, and a few trees which dot the village are beginning to shed their summer greens for the vibrant reds and oranges of fall.
Is the Hobbit town?
Is it what?
What?
The
Hobbit town.
Nope.
Oh, the Shire.
The Shire.
I mean, tucked in hills, beautiful flower beds.
There are no large houses in this village except for one. Towards the center of this village is a larger manor made of stone and fine timber, which makes the roof. And there's like shrubs that kind of create some sort of privacy for the front of the house. And you can see the front lawn dotted with various trees and rose bushes. And then as you guys are traveling, this inn that you're gonna stay at, because there's only really one big one, and it's like the main attract is the Queen's Rest Inn. And they have a really gitchy, like touristy sign out front of like drink from the healing well.
Oh, that's right. We
All
have to
right,
find
then.
the elves.
Yep. And you see in this town, actually, there's a lot of more people of Fey ancestry. There's half-elves, there's elves, there's humans, and then there's dwarves, and there's goblins in this town. Which is unusual, but you're like, oh, there's quite a few that have settled here.
Well, like, is it a considerable amount of goblins? Because we have goblins in Feyen.
Yep. Like, I mean, for a small village, like, Mirefield didn't really have any. The other towns, like Bellwether, probably had a handful or so, but like now it's like, oh, this town feels a lot more of like a diverse population.
Okay.
We're probably towards the evening, right? Are shops and stuff open while we're here?
You probably could stop at a shop or two. Like, they're getting closer to being ready to close up, but that's about it.
Nora would want to take probably Rowan to go and find like somebody based off of what Lucius had described with kind of like the iconography that he described. She would want to find somebody.
There's an elf that you can find dressed a little bit like that. They look a bit they're walking through the street and
Singing diddy dum diddy.
they look like they're kind of like their thoughts are on something and they're thinking. But yeah, you can approach them.
I
Nora,
cast Read Thoughts.
You don't have that spell.
Totally a spell I have.
totally.
Excuse me. Excuse me?
And
Oh,
she would be like, kind of like peeking around to them.
yeah. Oh, sorry. Just lost in my thoughts. How can I help you?
I was hoping you could help me get just in the right direction. I was told that there was a place where I could get healing water from. Lucius from down in Feyin sent me. And he said that you might somebody here might know where to get that. Would you happen to know?
Yeah. Right now, I can't really help you with it. There's a little bit of there's just been a little bit of issue with the water. Some of the ways to the spring is blocked off a bit, and we just can't access it. But I don't know how long you're in town, but maybe it'll be better. But that's it. Otherwise, there is the stuff in the well. I'm sorry, I can't help you more. Good day, and then kind of just like walk off.
Do I even need to insight check?
Stand
Like,
there for a second, and she actually wants to kind of insight of whether or not this was like a I have something completely different on my mind and I just want to get away, or I don't want to tell you all the information.
It's more of I don't want to tell you all the information, but it looked like when you said, like, originally they were gonna say like go to the, you could tell they're like, oh, go to the well, but when you said Lucius's name, there was a look of recognition, and then like a shit, like so like
she knows.
yeah, so like she's in the know, but they still said like it's kind of blocked off right now. I'm sorry, I can't help you, and then just kind of like took off.
That pariah's been after our holy water for 15 years.
Feeling he like just takes too much at once or something. Like, she's just gonna turn to Rowan and
maybe we'll try in the morning before we leave. I have a feeling they weren't being 100% honest with us.
Okay. Everything seemed fine to me. I rolled an insight check, and true to character, I got a 4. I have terrible insight.
Motherfucker seemed legit.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I roll an insight check, it's below 10. Every
Love
time.
it.
Mm-hmm.
It's true to character every time.
Well, I think they knew a little bit. I don't think there's anything really wrong with the spring, but
Oh.
I mean, this town's not that big. It can't be that hard to find. Maybe we'll find somebody else who can be more useful in the morning to get us where we need to go.
Okay. I like that plan.
Unfortunately, I didn't get the chance to ask where it actually was located before they ran off. So, we'll look in the morning. If not, I mean, we're coming back through here, so
That's true.
there's always the way back as well.
Okay.
then she'll go back to the
Mm.
inn after that huge failure.
Rowan's gonna keep an eye out for anyone dressed similarly.
Okay. You'll
On our
see
way back.
occasionally a few kind of go, like, walk around, go by.
Anytime he sees one. Oh,
Yes.
there's another one. There's another one.
Yeah.
Just pointing out to Nora.
Nora might ask one or two
Okay.
more people, like especially if they're in like a group and they don't seem as preoccupied as the last person. Like if they're a little bit less in thought.
They all look a little bit distracted, but one's a little less nervous, and then it basically the same answer.
But before they run off, would I be able to ask, like,
You seem to be troubled about something. Is there something wrong?
Oh no, everything's fine. I just have some stuff to prepare for the fall festival coming up, and then they'll try to just kind of like leave as nice as possible.
Nora's gonna instantly be like,
Oh, fall festival! I love festivals. When is it?
A few weeks from now, maybe if you're still in town, you can be here for it. The Lady Tobar and her daughter always do a good ceremony and everything, and it'll be good, and it'll be good luck and everything.
Okay.
Actually, I think I hear her calling goodbye, and I'm like trying to like.
Nora's,
Jesus
Nora's
Christ.
actually at the point of getting very irritated. She just looks at her brother.
Come on, let's go.
And she just
Okay.
instantly just kind of like
Fuck
hops
this
up and just
place.
like, yeah, screw this. So she's gonna actually just go back and let everybody know that people are being a little like close to the chest about the information that about this whole magic spring of water and stuff, and that she might need a little bit of help tomorrow in order to get the things that she's looking for.
Lucy, did you say that the person said that there's a block in the flow?
They said there's like debris or like there's something blocking from getting to it or whatever.
Okay.
Like, and the other one basically said, "Oh, the entrance to it's caved in right now. You can't get to it, so it's just sorry, bad timing." But
Sounds like something we can fix. Bob the
It's
builder.
like something that's not an actual issue, and they just don't want to let me in.
do you guys do
Or-
anything for the rest of the night?
Nora tells us this, right?
Yeah,
that
she would
people
be
are being
very honest
shitty.
with you guys that like how she felt with all the conversations and that nobody was really all that helpful. And she would actually ask like deliberately like,
Would you guys be able to help me with this?
Of course.
I
Yeah.
go demand to talk to all the people in
This
the
Right.
seems,
I guess.
seems entirely too fishy.
Yeah.
Just
I-
leave be.
I know that they're probably quite private about this spring. They probably don't want a bunch of people there, so I can understand being hesitant, but it seems like there's something they're not telling us.
Yeah, it seems more than just hesitant to tell us about it. It seems like they're actively hiding something.
Maybe we should ask a person who's not affiliated with that group where those people who wear those garments reside. That might
I suppose
be
we
a
could
good
probably
place
ask the
to start.
barkeep.
Yeah. And maybe not asking where they live, but by telling us where they live, we can track them down to where the source might be to make it a little easier to collect.
We'll ask the barkeep probably because they're probably the most knowledgeable about people in the town.
They basically say that like it's the. Oh, go ahead. Go
No,
ahead.
keep going, keep going, keep going.
They say I don't actually know. They keep the entrance for it very very guarded amongst themselves, and I don't know, but the one out front is still really good. And did you know the story of how we got the well and everything? Like, but they are honest with you where they're like, we don't actually know, like where
Okay.
it's kind of hidden and stuff. Rowan, where are you at?
Just with Nora.
Okay, in the bar.
Yeah.
Okay. As you guys are standing and
yeah,
talking,
as long as there's someone with the cart,
Yeah.
he'd still stay with her a little bit.
there's some like as you guys are standing and talking to the barkeep, this is more a little bit like an hour or two has passed. There is a young woman who comes in. She's human. She's probably like 16. And she's tall, kind of a heavier set teenage girl, and she approaches you. She has like just kind of beige skin and pink cheeks, like very, very youthful looking, with dark brown hair that is very straight and just kind of tied back. And she looks very like young, but also determined. And she like walks confidently up to you. She's dressed pretty decently nicely, and she's wearing some of like the similar garbs to the elves, and she looks directly at you, Rowan, and she says, "May I speak to you privately?"
Okay.
And she'll kind
Do you
of
leave
like,
without saying anything to Nora?
Yeah, he's like super confused.
she
Just
just
like,
kind of pulls
okay.
you over into like a quiet like
Does
area.
Nora, with her passive perception, notice this happening?
I would say she's kind of talking to the barkeep, getting a little frustrated. So give me a roll to see if you'll actually
Okay.
notice this with your split like attention.
That's a natural 20.
Okay, you do
Ooh.
notice her come and talk to him
Okay.
and like pull him aside. And as like Rowan, as she's talking to you, she says, "I've been praying for guidance for a way to fix our magic spring, and I received a vision of a tree that walked as the thing that could fix it. Please, I need your help."
this young woman, and what could she want from Rowan? And what does her dream mean? Find out next time on the Guardians of Fehal.